Oh, check it out. Got some merch. It's the super pilotish t-shirt. There's only one of them in the world. Hi, I'm Graham Wilson and welcome to the super pilotish channel, and I'll be talking to you from my basement. Now check it out. I got this. I went camping on the weekend, and someone came by to visit us camping at the Wheatley Provincial Park, and yeah, Michelle made me a T-shirt. So I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be my new logo. I don't have a logo. I'd like to get a logo one day, but I don't feel like banging my head against the wall trying to get. Well, you've seen my art here before. You know it's no good. So it's like, yeah, I figured, and I don't want to pay anyone to do it. So this is the closest thing to a logo I have. So thanks, Michelle. And and if you want to send me a T-shirt, feel free, and I'll mention you. So Michelle also has a YouTube channel. It's so I don't get it wrong here. Okay, it's For the Soul Art by Michelle Plunkett. And I think after I do this, I'll put a link to it, and you can check out her cute little pigs, the little piglets that they have there. And she does a bunch of really cool artwork with acrylic. So thanks for the T-shirt, Michelle. I don't know. I guess it fits okay. I have a funny. I'm always somewhere between a large and an X large, but not sure. Depending on how the old gut is. So, yeah. So, okay. And Sephardine Squib, thanks for the compliment. Yeah. So today, the title of this to start off with is it has to do with airspace. I got thinking about this when I was out camping, and there were some airplanes flying over the provincial park, and I was thinking to myself, okay, now how low are you allowed to fly over wilderness areas and stuff? And I hadn't thought about that in a while. And depending on where you are, generally it's about 2,000 feet above the ground is what you want to fly, so you don't disturb the wildlife. It's also for your own safety. So I mean, there's a lot of birds. Sometimes they can, and you don't want to disturb the birds nesting, uh, stuff like that. You don't want to scare the deer, scare the moose. So yeah, so keep your altitude above any wilderness areas that you're going above. Then I was thinking too about all right, well, what other airspace could I talk about? And now, because I'm from Windsor, Ontario, there's all kinds of weird airspace around here because and I was thinking about talking about that too, but it's so complex. Like, it's just like, check out this spaghetti. I got my Canada flight supplement. I brought this on here before. It's got airport information about every registered aerodrome in Canada. So I'm just going to look up in Windsor, Ontario, and just show you just how weird it is down here. Generally, if you ever do go into any kind of weird airspace that's all complicated, if you're in a little airplane, you just go nice and low. And ideally, you think you should know where you're going before you go there, but that isn't always the case. All right, where's this weird looking airspace? Windsor. Exciting. Okay, so we're getting there. Here we go. So if you look at a map, you got your VNC, your VFR navigation chart. So I got one of these maps here. Okay, let's see if you can see that. Look at all those squiggles and lines. That's crazy, eh? So I want a more detailed version of it. Okay, here's some more squiggles and lines for you. Got that? Okay. So that's why if you are going to be going somewhere where the airspace is complicated, make sure you really know what you're doing before you get in there. Ottawa, Ontario is a weird one too, because you're not allowed to fly over the Parliament buildings. You're not allowed to fly over the Prime Minister's residence, the Governor General's residence, and everybody gets these notifications from Transport Canada every year because, like, it's just a little house. You see a big city underneath you, and you fly over some dude's house. Well, okay, you're getting a letter from Transport Canada. So, yeah, I don't know what else I can tell you here. Is okay. Now, this is the thing that I didn't know until a few years after I was being a pilot. So I'm going to get after I tell you, if the pilots out here, you probably didn't know this. And then after that, you'll lose your interest, or I'll shut this thing down. We'll see. So what happened was, one time I was doing a sightseeing flight, and we were going down the Detroit River, and I'm just chatting away, all distracted by the passengers. We're all yucking it up, having a good time. I'm pointing out little things like the Windsor Salt Mine and Zug Island, and all of a sudden, oh, here's the Ambassador Bridge, and I forgot I was supposed to report to the control tower at the Ambassador Bridge, because that's roughly kind of entering into the control zone. And so I blast right in there, and I'm like halfway over downtown, and I was like, oh my god, I didn't tell him, like I just blasted right into the control zone without any permission or anything. I guess technically for that airspace, yeah, I don't need permission to get in, but I do have to establish to a contact, which I didn't. So, anyways, I heard about it from the control tower after I left, and I kind of talked, and you screw up like that, and you got passengers on board. You don't want to look like you don't know what you're doing, right? You just freak them out. But yeah, I thought it was like, oops. and then so like I was talking to the guy, and like, oh, here I am, professional, commercial pilot, been doing this for years. And like, I don't know, what do you do if you go into some airspace you're not supposed to do? And then he's like, turn around and get out of it. And I'm like, oh, I'm on the phone with him. He's kind of half yelling at me. What are you doing coming into my control zone? Oh, sorry, Bill. Yeah. So anyways, he said, if you ever do that, just turn around and get out. And I never thought about it, and it's like I never really happened to me too much before. So there you go. So there's your tip for the day, pilots. If you find out, oh wow, I'm in airspace I'm not supposed to be, do a 180, turn around, get right out. Try to establish contact. Don't fly around all secretly, not talking to anybody. That's no one likes that. You just better to confess and say, oops, I got distracted by these my great passengers here distracted me, something like that. There we go. There's the one little pilot tip for you for today. And then I was thinking more about airspace. When I was a pilot examiner, the a lot of people got tripped up on airspace. That's going to be one of the things. The first things that you're doing for a flight test is the ground portion of it. You'll be doing a weight and balance, performance of the airplane, all this other stuff. But then there's the ground part of the navigation, which is exercise 23, pilot navigation, pre-flight planning procedures. So I got my little private pilot flight test guide here with me. And as a former pilot examiner, the rule is just do what it says in the guide. All that stuff, you'll pass. So, but it can be like if you're an instructor and you're preparing your student for a flight test. This is where students get a little bit nervous, because they plan. They'll have their map here. Oh, it's not a map; it's a chart. Okay. They draw a line on there. I'm flying here, 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 and then you say, okay, tell me about the airspace, and then they go, because maybe they're flying around in a control zone and they don't even know, is it like class C airspace, class D airspace? In Canada, it goes A to G, A, B, C, D, F, G. And then, so you got to know those. A is way up high, G is way down low. And A is the most controlled, and G is the least controlled. So, yeah, I was just looking at, for the pre-flight planning procedures, you're supposed to you're supposed to be able to look into this guy here, the Canada Flight Supplement. You could also have that on your iPad if you subscribe to, I don't know who has it, ForeFlight or something like that. Anyways, there's subscription services you can do, and that can be online on your iPad. That is acceptable if it's up to date for the flight test. But I'm old school. I like the books. Books don't need batteries. So be able to look in that, and then select a safe and efficient route. So you draw your little line on there. Properly identify airspace, obstructions, terrains, features, and map symbols. Okay, so your airspace. Almost everybody gets this wrong. Is that if you are uh, if you're flying through like Class E airspace or Class G airspace, both are for VFR people. Both are uncontrolled. Now I'm losing all the people that are not pilots here. That's okay. What the heck? But there's certain airspaces that it's uncontrolled for these guys, but controlled for those guys, and this and this and this. But bottom line is, if you're going to be doing a flight test, make sure you go over every exact airspace you're going to be going through. That'll save you the embarrassment of me turning around and getting yelled at by the air traffic controller after I landed. Yeah, and then it was just like I could go over all this stuff, and but I think another one here too. Complete a flight plan, ICAO flight plan. So if you're going to be doing in Canada, anyways, if you're going to be doing a long cross country trip, you should be filing a flight plan, and almost nobody knows how to do it because what happens with the students is they have to do 2 cross country flights where they actually call up flight services and declare, hey, I'm flying from here to here to here. I have this many people on board. I have this much fuel, blah, blah, blah. And they do that twice before their flight test. And then they just copy what they did before and they don't know what they're doing. So if you're an instructor and you have a student and the student knows everything on that ICAO flight plan, you'll blow away the pilot examiner. Like if I see a guy doing that, I almost want to give him a license right there. I mean, you can't. You still got to do your job as an examiner. But yeah. So okay. So 2 biggies there. If you have a student, and or if you are a student, make sure on your flight test all the airspace you're going to be going through, and know how to file a flight plan and all those little boxes that mean everything. What that all means, you're going to just wow the pilot examiner, and you'll be confident starting off too, because you'll be like, yeah, I got this. And then it just gets better from there. I've had it before where it just turns into a train wreck after that, and the students all nervous, and like I've been that guy too. So it's like, anyways, a couple little tips for the people out there, and we'll keep it. I don't know, what am I at? 12 minutes here, good enough. And so thanks, Michelle, for the shirt. I don't know if I'll adopt that as my logo or what. If anyone sends me a shirt and it's not like, it's got to be kind of kid friendly. No F Trudeau shirts or anything like that. I won't be wearing that, but I'll put on I'll advertise for you for a show. Sure. If you send me a shirt, and you can find that in the description below. And I got a post office box. And so subscribe, whatever, tune in Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon Eastern. And we're going to shut her down. So here we go. Shutting her down. And thanks for watching. Bye.